Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello, everyone. I'm back. So, for new people listening, this is a Skyrim Addict podcast, in case you didn't get from the opening. I play on the 360. I don't use mods or anything, obviously, since I play on the 360. I've been playing since day one of the game, and still playing, because I have issues. And that's basically how I play Skyrim. Recently, I've been playing a lot without dragons, and still continuing kind of that way right now, because I played it so long with dragons. So, that, for anybody who doesn't know, that's how I play it right now, at this particular moment. So, alright, you're going to leave some feedback. You can do that at SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. You know, you can leave text or voicemail types, MP3s, whatever. Doesn't matter. I can play them. And if you want to join the Facebook group, it's Skyrim Addict Podcast on the groups in Facebook there. Just ask to join. We're getting kind of lonely over there. There's only two of us. Although we do have lots of discussions about Skyrim. We're having a strategic discussion. Actually, we're having a podcast discussion about 5 minutes ago, as a matter of fact. But we do have kind of a little bit of strategic discussions, too, at times. So, if you want to join up there, feel free. It'd be great. We have some good conversations going amongst the two of us, Andrew and I. So we're lonely. Hop on over, please. Anyway, this week I played a megaton or a shit ton of Skyrim, a horse's sea of Skyrim, and so I finished up the little girl dead in the house. What the hell is that called? Laid to Rest quest. She's the ghost. What town is that? Morthal? I think that's that town. And, you find her mother, the vampire tries to kill you at her grave, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So it's at the end of that where you have to go to Movarth's lair and kill him. He's like a master vampire in that region. So it's a pretty cool cave. You come in, it's like typical cave as you come in, and then there's like you get to this part down the bottom, and like his I guess his lair, since that's what it's called, but where there's a big dining table and stuff like that. But there's a walkway that goes up, and then also the path underneath of it. So the best way I found is go up the walkway, obviously. When I was an archer, I would go up the walkway and sneak and hit them with arrows and sneak and hide. But you have to look. When you go up the walkway, there's also another path off to your left that goes down and around and loops back into the bottom part of the cave. And there's somebody down there, too, so you got to watch your back there, too, and make sure they don't see it. But playing as a straight mage, is fucking hard. Can I just be clear on that? I leveled up quite a bit after playing this part. So it wasn't really super strong. I think the strongest destruction spell I had was fireballs. I had the runes, but they burn up quite a bit of magicka. But so I was using the fireballs and stuff like that. And I was sneaking and using daggers also, because that's part of this character, sneaking in the daggers. I have the double daggers going. And the 15 times sneak advantage, for the backstab with the daggers. So double daggers, that's nice. It's a nice hit. And I have two enchanted daggers. One's, I think at this point in the game when I was playing, I had an iron one and a glass one. One had shock, one had fire, I think. But I think 20 of fire on the glass dagger. But they're not smithed up at all, really. I mean, basically, they're very basic smithed up. That's it. I don't have any smithing skills particularly. It's just the basic smithing you can do to them, the basic improvements you can do to them. So I snuck around in there. I picked off everybody else before I took out Movarth. So I got everybody. There's a bunch of little offshoots of the cave and all that, and I got all them, cleaned all that up. And then for him, I was like, ooh, I'll sneak behind him and get him with the double daggers. Well, I couldn't do that because he's sitting in a freaking throne at his table, but it's up on a platform, so I can't really get to him to backstab him. So I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? So basically I was sending out Flame Atronax, sneaking and hiding behind a column, but he would always find me, and he would kill Atch. And then I was able to finally get him with the fireballs. Yeah, it took me like 3 Atronax and some fireballs, and I was finally able to get him. But it took me a while. The first couple times I pretty much got killed pretty quickly because it took me a while to figure out how to play as the mage, and I'm starting to get it down now. I'm starting to get more of a feel for it. This was one of the ones I had trouble with at Movarth, and also at I did a bunch. Oh God, after this, I ran around a bunch, blah blah blah, and I continued on with the Thieves Guild quest and ended up at Snowvale Sanctum, where I had to meet Mercer Frey and continue that quest. And you're going through there. That's nice because you have him with you, and if you're a mage, it's nice to have somebody running with you like that. So, and also when you sneak, he sneaks really well, so he doesn't get caught. Basically, I did a lot of sneaking, used the daggers on the Draugrs that were laying down still in their little alcoves, and but the Death Lords are fucking hard. My God, they were hard for me at this stage. I don't know why. I just struggle with the the mage thing. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just get a bow. Nope. I haven't used a bow since the very beginning of the game, which is awesome. I even have the conjured bow, and I haven't really used that. I think I used it once or twice, just randomly, just to try it. But I haven't used it since. God, I haven't used the bow since breaking out of Helgen. Just as something to use, because you just basically grab whatever you can at that point. So, did the whole Snowvale thing, and I'm up to that part of the Thieves Guild story where you find out Mercer, is the bad guy. And I think Kalelia, or is that her name, or Kalia, or whatever the hell her name is. I forget her name. Kalia, I think. But anyway, I had to go out to Calcimo and get some thing translated or whatever and all that. So I fell asleep in the middle of doing that last night, as a matter of fact. But after was it on my way? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to jump all over the place on what I did. So on my way to Windhelm, because Snowvale is kind of between Windhelm and Winterhold, on the kind of around the snowy coast there, snowy east coast there, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so I went to Windhelm and did a few minor things there. And I'm like, oh, there's that boat that goes to Solsteam. If you've ever played the Dragonborn DLC, that would be a very different DLC. There would be a lot of Dragon D in that one. And the Dragonborn DLC. So the boat's there to give Solstheim. I'm like, let me talk to them, see if I can go there, without having started the dragon part of the quest. And I accidentally I just wanted to talk to them and see if they would offer it. And then I was like half paying attention and ended up in Solstheim. So I did a bunch of stuff over there, actually. Yeah, so while I'm running around Solstheim, I ended up over at Telmithern, one of the giant mushroom towers or whatever they're called. Telvanni towers. They're giant mushrooms, basically. And kind of started a minor quest there where you collect some of the ash from the ash spawns. I ran around a lot. There's a Dwemer ruin just north of Telmithern that I spent a lot of time clearing off the bandits off of. That doesn't come up till later when you're doing something. I don't think you can get in there previous to that. But I spent a good amount of time just clearing those guys off. It took a little while. And, that's where I really started figuring out the mage thing much better. and the strategy of it much better, and I felt like it started working for me. So I just did little things like that around Solstheim. I didn't really want to get into anything since I'm not really in the Dragon story yet. And then I headed back to the mainland, and I went to up to the Mages College and started that quest there. Started the whole Mages thing. So I did the whole Sarthal thing. You meet Tolfdir there, and the rest of the trainees from the college. You end up picking up this amulet, busting through a wall, blah, blah, blah. You got to escape and all that. And you follow him deeper in the ruins, and you come across, that's where you first come across the Sijiks, I guess that's their names. Sijik. I'm like, yeah, Sijik. Like drawing blanks on everything. And that was a pretty good quest. There was a lot of Draugr in there, so I did a lot of sneaking. Some daggers. Mostly I was using the fireballs. This is where I kind of had, after I had figured out the stuff in Solstheim, I came back and I felt a little more comfortable just doing it that way. Also, I think my guy was getting stronger. So there was all that. And you end up going down to, you get all the way through, and that's where you find the mysterious orb. And Genric Galderson pops up, and he's down there with the orb. At this point, it's just an orb. You don't know what it is. And I did pretty well against him, actually. I was surprised. You got to kind of hold him at bay while Tolfdir is doing some magic over there to the we'll call it the orb for now. And so I walked around. I went back and forth, sneaking for a while, and throwing the Atronach out there, keeping him busy. Then after I got his health down some, then I just started using the runes and some fireballs, and I was able to knock him out that way. So it took a little while, and I think Tolfdir actually had finished up what he was doing and started helping out. So that was helpful, because it probably would have taken me longer to beat him. So that was a nice little dungeon for me to get acclimated in and start building up. And I was able to. I went to the college because I needed to get better spells. My spells weren't strong enough. So I have picked up some. I got the Frost Atronach now, invisibility and things like that. Other things, they're higher level of each discipline. So I started working on those. Where's my character at right now? Let's see. Okay. So right now, overall, I'm at 37. And I really played a lot like last Saturday. Alchemy's a 63, Illusion 76, Conjuration 44, Destruction 72. That I really boosted up a lot recently. I was hanging around the 50s for a while, and I couldn't get beyond it. And then it really just started, pumping up even more. I started using it more efficiently, I think. Restoration 29, Alteration 60, Enchanting 68. Let's see. Smithing 25, yeah, because I haven't really done anything. Heavy Armor 15, Block 17, Two-Hand at 20, One-Hand at 30. Archery 26, and Light Armor 32. Let's see, what else do I got going here? Sneak is 87, because I sneak everywhere. Lockpicking 50, pickpocket 46. I've started doing a lot of pickpocketing and getting a lot better at it. I never really did that in previous games, so I'm getting to the point where I'm not getting caught now, which is nice. I'm tired of hearing, "Hey, don't I know you?" Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Speech is 52. Alchemy is a 63, and I'm boosting that up. So the alchemy I've been working on as well. I've always liked alchemy, and I've been using the potions more. Before, I just used to make them and not really use them that much. But I find with a mage, I definitely use them a lot more. I find they're much more helpful than they are as like a one-handed or two-handed. The health potions are good then. But what I usually play as an archer, and they're, there's only, they're good for poisoning the arrows or whatever. But if you're good as an archer, you're not getting hit that much, so they don't come in all that handy, Let's see what other ones have. Oh, Carlia is the Thieves Guild. That's her name. Why couldn't I remember her name? That just popped in my head. Sorry. Anyway, so I did that. I did the whole Thieves Guild thing. That's where I'm at with my levels. And I did Under Sarthal. I did the Thieves Guild. I'm trying to think what else I did. Oh, I got Dawnbreaker. I did the Meridia's Beacon. Meridia, I did that. Took care of that. That was a good dungeon quest. A lot of Draugr. I've used the Dawnbreaker once or twice in sneak attacks. It's not bad. I've never been a huge fan of it. I did before you meet Mercer Frey up at Snowvale, you have to follow Gulamel, I think is his name, and he goes up to Solitude, up to the to the warehouse up there by the docks. And so what happened was I actually broke into that warehouse previously and killed all the guards. And then I was like, oh wow, this is convenient that I'm coming back here. So I ended up back there and followed him in. And then you get to a second part of it, and I had a hell of a time in there. That was when I was still lower leveled. But man, yeah, I finally got through that. Working through that cave was tough. There was a dog that got me at one point. Like, I snuck around the corner, and next thing I know, there was a dog there attacking me. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? A dog's going to get me. Because I don't think I've put any points into health, just magicka. That's it. Nothing else. So I was like, oh. And that's when I think it was after that I realized, I was like, look, I got to go up to the college because this is not going for me. Oh, and the other thing I figured out that I didn't realize is the bonus for not wearing armor as a mage. And if you do the, stone flesh or iron flesh and all that, I was wearing boots that were considered armor and didn't realize it. And I was getting killed pretty damn easily because I was getting really no bonus for my iron flesh. So once I figured that out, having never played this way, I just didn't realize. I didn't think of it. So once I figured that out, then I was able to withstand at least some attacks. So now I think I have the 2.5 times your armor casting, your iron flesh, or whichever one you're using, stone flesh or whatever, oak flesh. So I have 2.5 times that. Other than that, I don't think I've been doing much but typical wandering and things like that. I've been thinking about going to start the Dragon Quest because I've never done it as a mage, so I think that would be fun. I'm gonna finish off the Thieves first because I'm pretty far in on that. I get the note from the Dark Brotherhood, so next time I go to bed, I'll be starting that one, not by choice. So after I finish Thieves, I think I'll start heading into the Dragon Quest, the main quest line, because since I've never actually done it as a mage, because I think that'll be pretty fun. I've been having trouble with the Soul Trap spell. I feel like I always miss everybody that I'm going for. Like I was taking out some of the giant at Bleakwind Basin. I was taking out the giants there, and like I'd hit them like the shot before I killed them with it, and then I hit them with the fireball to finish them off, and I wouldn't get this. I'm like, am I missing them? Am I not aiming properly? So I don't know. I found that's touchy at best, and you can easily miss. So I need to work on my soul trapping for sure. Other than that, I've just been doing tons of wandering. I really need to clear off my quest log because I have like 80 quests on there. It's insane. I have both sides of the Civil Wars on there, and I don't really... my character is not going to be involved in the Civil War. It just doesn't make sense. I have a bunch of other little stuff I just got to clear off of there. It's just so much. I started the murder investigation in Windhelm, so I'm in the middle of that. Obviously, I have the Thieves to finish up. In the middle of the Mages. I got to finish that up. I really want to finish the Mages because I like, once I finish that, I have that room. I will be the Archmage, and I will have that room up there, so that'll be nice. And it's a good place. I like that. It's a good place. It's like having a house, basically. And you have the enchanting and the alchemy table right there. The only thing you don't have is a smithing area. I don't believe there's a smithing area in the college at all. So that's the only downfall there. And I don't have another house, although I could get one. Money-wise, I'm at about 11,000 gold. I would like to start getting a little more. But I've been selling pretty much everything I get. I try and enchant it, or sometimes I've been smithing it a little bit, just the basic smithing of it. Because I now have these smithing potions, so fortified smithing potions. So I've been using that to do. I mean, I might as well use them, and it's a good way to make some little extra money too. I sell off a lot of my potions because they're getting pretty powerful now. And I think once I finish Thieves and start Dragon and finish the Mages, then I'll get into the Dark Brotherhood quest, because I think Dark Brotherhood would be a good fit for this character. But I'm definitely gonna head into Dragons, and I'm almost dreading that because I really like wandering around without the dragons. Because I hate when I'm walking down the road and I see off in the distance, oh, there's a dragon. Oh, I got a battle. Now I got to spend 20 minutes battling a dragon when I really just want to wander around and look at stuff. So that's my dilemma with it. Because I'm really a fan of the game in this way, the way I'm playing it right now. And not because I think it's better this way, just because I played it the other way a million times. But the shouts are very helpful. They're definitely helpful, especially the slow time or the wind sprint, or obviously Fusor Da is a good one for throwing people around. So basically what I'll do is end up wandering around in between going to quest places and stumble upon other stuff and forget what I'm doing. So, well, next time we'll see if I get into the main quest line or not. And hopefully I'll get to play in the next few days. That's my goal. I started playing the other night, and I was just so damn tired. I fast traveled over to Markarth and went to go see Calcimo, and I got into his lab, and I'm just like so damn tired. I couldn't even see straight, and I like dozed off while I was sneaking, and his guard came and got me. So that didn't go so well. So that's where I'm sitting at now. I'm actually in his lab. So I'll probably pick it up there at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll play a little bit real quick. We shall see. Anyway, if you have any feedback, it is Skyrim Addict Podcast, gmail.com. And don't forget about the Facebook group. Also, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. I don't really talk a lot of Skyrim on Twitter, just other stuff. Ren Mike D there, RenMiked. Also on Instagram, I take a lot of pictures of stuff around. And also on the Chatterbox Podcast. Or, I don't know if there's a "the" in front of it. I think it's just chatterboxpodcast.com. But anyway, just a general discussion show. Talk some Breaking Bad, I'm sure we'll talk some S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight and things like that. But that's what I'm doing. And I'll talk to you all next time. Bye. And what's up, everyone? Skyrim Addict Podcast back again. My back's killing me. Oh, I'm in a lot of pain. I will get through this with coffee. So, you can email to SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com, or you can, we actually have some pretty long discussions going on the Facebook group. It's, Facebook facebook.com/groups or something like that, Skyrim Addict Podcast. I'll put the link in the show notes as well. And also, the show is on Stitcher now. I don't know how many people use that or don't, but it is on there now. So anyway, what I did I did get to play a good bit, I think 1 or 2 days this week. I finished up the Thieves Guild and randomly hit some other places while I was walking back and forth doing those things. And I've also figured out that I've kind of hit the point where my mage is strong enough to do stuff where I don't feel like I'm underpowered against everybody. I think I've hit that tipping point where now I feel comfortable. I've got enough enchanting skill, enough alchemy skill where I can really boost up things or make spells really, really cheap to cast, I think I have 20% destruction enchantments on 3 or 4 items, whatever it is. No armor still. I'm wearing shoes. I'm wearing a hat, a fine hat. I had a cowl, but I got rid of that, and I got a fine hat now. So I'm a little fancy. I got a little fancy dark elf with a fine hat. So I have those. So it's really cheap. Fireballs cost me 8 magicka points, and I think I have 550 magicka or something like that. I put points in. Is it illusion that gives you the silent casting? Yeah, I think so. Silent casting is phenomenal if you're a sneaky character. Definitely do the illusion up to there at least. Get the silent casting. Makes a huge, huge difference when you're sneaking. That was a big upgrade for me. That made a huge difference, especially for pickpocketing and stealing and things like that. Because if you want to be either muffled or invisible, you can cast those, and nobody's going to catch you casting them. I've obviously put points into destruction. I don't think I've put any in recently, though, because that was pretty high up there. I've been mostly focusing on getting my enchanting up. I want to get up to 100 so I can do the double enchants on items, not weapons. Well, I guess daggers, because I do use daggers. That's the only thing I use. And what else have I put it in? Well, I put some in alchemy, obviously, to build that up. But I think my enchantment's in the 60s right now. And alchemy is about the same. The highest thing I am is sneak, which I'm pretty close to. I think I'm in the 80s somewhere. And destruction, I'm closing in on 65 or 70, I believe. I like using illusion a lot. Use your illusion. I think I'm going to. I'm trying to decide if I want to pair illusion with my destruction or pair conjuration. I like conjuration. Especially when you can get conjure. Was it the Dremora or whatever? I like being able to do that and throwing him out there and taking care of business. But I'm thinking maybe I'll try it different and I'll have that. Always have enough magic to do the conjuration, but powerful illusion spells would be pretty awesome. So I might go that route. I might go illusion destruction and try playing it that way. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. And I'm doing a lot of pickpocketing as I go around. Before I backstab people, I pickpocket them. I may do the poisoner thing. I don't know. That's one of the where you can slip a poison in somebody's pocket and it'll damage them. I might do that. That seems like a pretty cool. I've had it before, but I don't know. I didn't find it work that great. But now that I'm focusing more on alchemy, it might be something worthwhile. So, let me get into the Thieves Guild stuff. So where I left off, Carlia had, I believe, last time Carlia had whatever she did, paralyzed me or whatever, to get me out of there with Mercer Frey. Tried to kill everybody. But, so I met her over at Dragon Flagon, and blah, blah, blah. She runs you through everything. And I have to go next door, or not next door. Is it next door? Yeah, I guess technically it kind of is next door to the graveyard entrance, where I have to break into the house, and Vlad is out back. So I pickpocket the key from him through the gate. He stands by the gate out back. Pickpocket the key, I conjure the bound bow, shoot the thing comes down, I go sneak away and hide, and he goes wandering off because he doesn't find me. So I sneak up into the house, I get through, blah, blah, blah. Get down, find Mercer Frey's stuff, find what I need to find. Sneak all through the house. I don't disturb anyone, which was good. I get back out and go back to the flag and tell everybody what's going on, blah blah blah. And as I'm coming back out the cemetery entrance, all of a sudden I'm just standing there, because that part was done. And then here comes Vlad and starts beating the hell out of me. I'm like, oh, I should have killed him, I guess, huh? Or paid him off. I guess you have an option of that as well. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I had to kill him. So I ended up having to kill him. I was trying not to kill anybody on that quest. I thought it would be a cool way to do it, but that didn't work out. I had to take him out with some fireballs. And then he went flying across the cemetery. So I went meet Carlia and Brunloff at the Standing Stone for the Nightingale Hall. Take care of that business. Then head off to, there's a lot of talking in there. Nothing else other than that, but a lot of talking. So if you've done that like more than once, it's like, all right, can we get to the part where I just go stand on the thing and you give me my stuff? Head off to Erkenthand, and there it was a nice, long dungeon area. So I used mostly sneak, two-handed weapons. Use it two-handed daggers. I mean, double daggers, not two-handed daggers. Use some fire runes, conjuration, that kind of stuff. I mostly did sneaking, and then I meet them down at the Grand Cavern. Then there's this huge. It's like a dilapidated Dwemer ruin where like some stuff has fallen down, and it's a long, long area before you can catch up to Mercer Frey. So going through that whole thing, and there's this one area I get to. I'm trying to think. There's one area I'm like standing on a fallen tower, and there's a Falmer across the way on a fallen tower. So I shoot the fireball. I get to kill Cam, and the fireball misses. I shoot the fireball, get to kill Cam. The fireball misses. I shoot the fireball, get to kill Cam. Fireball misses. Like 5 times in a row. I'm like, all right, can I hit him? But he never saw me. I kept doing it, but he never saw me, and the kill cam kept going up, and I never hit him. So eventually I got him, and we moved on. The other area that I thought was really cool is you get to one room. There's a bunch of Falmer, Shadow Masters, whatever they are, different ones. Probably depends on your level. I'm not sure. And there's a Centurion in there, one of those the large Dwemer robots. So if you sneak around that cave, you'll see there's a button. You can activate the Centurion, but the Falmer kill him in like 4 seconds. But I used that as a distraction. I was able to sneak attack some people. And you know what? Carlia and Brunloff will actually sneak with you and not disturb anyone. That is nice. So we actually snuck through that whole area, and there's a path that goes up and above the area, like a walkway above the area that bridges it. So we snuck all the way up there, and since I can cast the runes really far, I have the 5 times distance for casting the runes. I started doing that. So as I would set one like at the bottom of the steps, and then the Falmer would start coming up running after us, and I would just keep setting runes right in front of them. And that was good because I was able to weaken them pretty well before they got all the way up. I mean, it took me a while. This was that part of the cave was a bit of a process. I ran into some, I was getting my butt kicked quite a bit. So there was that issue. But once I got it down, that was a pretty cool way to go. And eventually, we'll work our way, get to Mercer Frey. He talks to you a little bit, blah, 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 and he disappears. Depending on what you have, if you have the Dragon Shout, Detect Life Dragon Shout, that's good to use because then you'll see him. If not, I had the Detect Life spell, so I used that and I was able to find him. Plus, I was hitting him with fireballs, so he's on fire, so I could see him where he was because he was on fire. So I got through there. Then that chamber fills up with water, and you just have to find your way out. There's an exit near the top, but you'll find it. And that was pretty much what I did as far as that. I really like the Thieves Guild quest. So, I forgot. Yeah, I eventually made it, and then I did go return to Skeleton Gate as well. So I went over to Twilight Sepulchre, which not a whole lot goes on there. It's just kind of a puzzle, more of a puzzle one than anything else. I mean, there's a few. Was it Draugr, maybe? I forget off the top of my head. But, yeah, the one puzzle I always have a problem with is probably the simplest one. You get into a room, and there's a statue of Nocturnal, and I'm like, fuck. And I've done this a bunch of times. I'm like, what the freak do I do here? And it's simple, but, yeah. I like the puzzles. They're fun enough. They're not overly difficult. They're I wouldn't say difficult at all, really, but maybe the first time you figure them out, they're a little slightly difficult, but that's about it. So I blow through there, pick my Nightingale skill, and then I'm done with Carlisle. And what's his name shows up? Gallus? Is that who it was that was killed? Gallus shows up again. He shows up at the beginning as well. When you first go in there, there's a ghost of Gallus. You talk to him. And listen to what he says, because it'll be helpful if you've never done the Twilight Sepulchre before. He'll say, hey, there's, blah, 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 something happened. And you just got to look around that chamber and you'll find what you need. You don't really need it, but if you read it, it's like a helpful book. So that's the best way to get through it. Yeah, I hit some other areas while I was wandering around. I've been debating on what to do next. I think I'll probably just do Dark Brotherhood. I'll continue, doing a little bit to the mages quest here and there as well, since I'm already partway into it. But I think I'll go Dark Brotherhood next. I was thinking about starting the Dragon quest, but I'm still enjoying playing without dragons. So I think I'll save that for my next character. After this one, I think we're going to go two-handed. I've never done that, like just a two-handed tank. I may start the Dragon quest after I do Dark Brotherhood and get that going. I got to see what achievements. I might try and fill out my achievements too. I think I have a few achievements I have not finished. Let me pull up my Xbox stuff here on my phone. Yeah, I might want to just fill out the achievement list. There's just a couple. I can't remember what it is. It might have been having to do with Hearthfire and getting the Thieves Guild all the way back to Prominence or whatever it's called. Things like that. Here we go. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, I got all that. Trying to scan to the bottom here to see what I gotta get. Why is it not showing me? Okay, here we go. I do not have one with the shadows, which is Return to Thieves Guild to the Former Glory, which I think you just have to do a bunch of those side missions to earn enough money for it. Master Criminal, which is Bounty of 1,000 gold and all 9 holds. I'm going to go for that one, definitely. Oblivion Walker. Collect 15 Daedric artifacts. I'm surprised I haven't done that, actually. I don't know if that's all within one. I got to see what I'm missing there. Ariel's Bow. I thought I had used Ariel's Bow properly. Guess not. Werewolf and Vampire mastered. Master Architect. Build 3 houses. I could do that. Last time on Hearthfire, I just concentrated on one house and set it completely up. And I had all my stuff at Breeze Home and Whiterun. Is that what that one's called? I think, yeah. And I had to carry like 5,000 weight from Whiterun to to the other house. It took me a while. I think I had Shadowmere then, so I just had to get out the gate, but it took a while. Stallroom Crafter. I guess I've never done that. I could do that this time. And there's one more. My Google Glass, or not Google Glass. Xbox glasses freezing up. But I have one more. So maybe I'll go for one of those. But I think I'm going to go fall asleep and get into the Dark Brotherhood. And clear off some of my... I got to have like 80 side quests on there right now. There's a lot. And maybe after Dark Brotherhood, I'll hop on to the dragon chain. Although I'm just not... I don't know. Not feeling the dragon with this character. I think the next one, when I go two-handed and just tear things up, I think that would be cool. Also, I found out you can get a great view of Skyrim, as I've found out many times, of course. But great view if you just get smacked by a dragon. That's always a nice view of the valley down there, especially if you're right outside Whiterun. I was working on filling some soul gems, so I was killing some giants because they fill some bigger soul gems. And yeah, I thought I had timed it out well, but no. And I went flying through the air. They really send you high into the sky. But it is good view. The other place I hit up was I hit two other smaller things. Ingval Barrow, which has a cool little... I really like the turning stone puzzles there. Because it's not simply, oh, look, there's a whale on the wall, there's this, and there's that. It's kind of a little different, so I like that a lot. Use the dragon. That's where you use the coral dragon claw. You get in, you have to beat Ingval's Shade and do that kind of stuff. So I get into his chamber, snuck behind I wasn't leveled up that far yet. I snuck behind a column, and then I double daggered him from behind. So I've been using that a lot. When I'm sneaking, I've been using the double daggers a lot. And I'm kind of mixing that with magic, depending. I'm getting good enough with the magic now where, like bandits, I just blast them with fireballs. But some of the more powerful stuff, I try and sneak and double dagger from behind. Also, I hit Ilinalta's Deep, which it's just a cool little ruin, like a castle ruin, or a fort, I should say, a fort ruin that's sunk into the water. Just some mages and stuff in there. But it's a really cool... I love the look of it. I think it's the water that makes it look good. And you come in, and there's a skeleton up on this pole. And it's just, I really love the look of that place. It has a really cool look. Not a difficult one to get through. You know, the mages can be powerful, but it's one I really enjoy. But oh gosh, sorry, I just breathed wrong, and my back is screaming. So perhaps I will go to sleep and be taken by the Dark Brotherhood and do that. Or I may concentrate on just clearing off some of my quests that I have, because I have so many on there right now. I'm not sure. I want to keep going with the map. I'm really loving the mage now. I'm going to stick with it. I've kept with the theme of my character not being good at all. And I wiped out half of the Whiterun guards without them even knowing. So that was fun. I did that one night. I had to wait for the morning, and I'm like, well, do I want to wait, or do I want to just do stuff? So I snuck around and backstabbed them all. And then the morning came, and everybody's like, what happened here? What happened here? So that was pretty cool. But I don't usually do that with my characters, but I thought it would be fun with this one. And if I get told to go to Bleak Falls Barrow one more time, I'm going to strangle him. So, next time, possibly Dark Brotherhood, possibly just a bunch of random quests I'm clearing off the thing. Was also debating doing something, maybe in a few weeks or so, do a live show on a Sunday morning on Google+, on a Google Hangout, I should say. So, if anybody's interested in that, shoot me an email. Try and set something up where people can hop on. Just in the thinking stages currently. So, if you'd be interested, throw me a shout. Tongue-tied. throw me a line through an email. I don't know. Get me out of my tongue-tiedness. So, that's all I got. Skyrim Addict Podcast, gmail.com, Facebook group, Stitcher Radio, Downcast, iTunes podcast app, whatever. Talk show, all that stuff. Goodbye. What's up, everyone? Another episode. I'm back. Been playing some the past week or so. So I started the Dark Brotherhood. I'll get into that in a little bit. And I decided to start building one of the Hearthfire houses. Because one of the... I think I have 3 achievements left. And one of them is Master Architect, I think, where you have to build 3 houses. So I started building the one down by Falkreath, the lakeside home, which is the one I built last time also. But so I've built a lot of that. But anyway, when I first started doing that, I started heading south, I guess. I saw there was a little, there was a thing that popped up on the radar there. I was like, let me go over and check that out because I couldn't remember. And I stumbled across, and it was Pine Watch, which seems like a normal little cabin at first. And then it just keeps going and going and going and going. And you know what? Pine Watch is a fun little bandit cave there. Cave/shack/farm/ whatever you want to call it. It goes, like, you start into it, and you think it's just going to be nothing. But it's a good, fun... bandit area. I forgot how much I like that. There's like 3 separate areas, maybe 2 separate areas. There's Pine Watch and then the Sanctuary area. And then you get to the final where you battle, I forget, Regal Strongarm. I have pretty good sneak right now, but I was messing with my illusion. So I was sending some frenzy out there and getting things like that going. So, sorry, I had a text message. Sorry about that. So I was working on some frenzy and things like that. Calm, get people riled up and then hit them with a calm spell or pacify. I think I had at that point. No, this was before I had I went up and got the Master Illusion spells up at the college because I had hit I think I had 100 actually on Illusion. I was thinking about going Legendary Illusion, but I'm about to go 100 on Alchemy, so I'm gonna go Legendary on that instead. And then I might get, and then once I get Enchanting up to 100, I'm gonna Legendary that after I do myself some a bunch of double enchant items. Then I'm gonna hit Legendary on that and work it that way. I've never really done Legendary on those. The only time I ever maxed out a character, I maxed out everything. But I'm going to do it this way instead because I'm really enjoying the magic so far. I'm probably going to bump up my play level soon up to probably Legendary or something. It's not easy right now, but it's not difficult either. So I'm probably going to bump up the difficulty level. But, Pine Watch, definitely. Hit that up if you're over in that area. Real fun area to battle. I was super happy with that. One of the things I kind of ran into was Mistwatch, I think it was. Is it Mistwatch? Let me grab my notes real quick. Yeah, Misty Grove, sorry, where I ended up, I got the Sanguine Rose, which is a staff. And I never use those things that I get from people. that. That's the end of the Night to Remember quest, so I kind of finished that off. I think I skipped a step or 2 accidentally. I ran into somebody who was already like 2 steps beyond where I was or something, and so whatever. It worked out. The whatchamacallit, Sanguine Rose gives you a Dremora. You can summon a Dremora. So that's cool because you can't really do that until you get a higher level conjuration. I'm all kinds of tongue-tied today. So I finished that off. That was pretty cool. Nice little battle there. I've been doing a lot of sneaking and daggers and things like that. Like I said, I started Dark Brotherhood. So there was... the other thing was, that's right, I went to finish off the thing where I have to get Thorold out of the Northwatch Keep. And I want to do it the other way where you bargain his way out, but I always forget to do that and end up just battling everybody. So, and then what happened was I get him out of Northwatch. I did pretty well sneaking through. I didn't have to kill everybody, which was nice. I snuck through a lot. But then I get him out, and somebody snatches us as we're going out the side fence there, and I end up hitting him accidentally with a fireball. So then he won't talk to me. So I had to wait a while to finish that quest because I had to go away, come back, until he wasn't mad at me anymore, and then finish that one off. But yeah, so I did start Dark Brotherhood. I did all the, you get the, what is it, the first 3 there from Nafir. I knocked those out pretty quickly. My sneak is really high. So, I mean, they were all pretty simple. Then I ended up, just got stabbed by something. Ended up at Shroudheart's Barrow, and you get in there, and the whatchamacallit, the ghost is in there like, no, you need to leave, blah, blah. I always find that creepy, the ghosts. I don't know why, even though they're not really all that creepy. But, something bad's going to happen. And, yeah, so I get in there. I snuck to... Oh, that wasn't even part of... Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. But that wasn't even part of the thing. I ended up... because I had to go to... Ivarstead because of one of the contracts. So I got over there. I haven't been there in quite a while, actually, because I haven't been doing the Dragon Quest. And that's really the only reason to go to Ivarstead is for the Dragon Quest. So I snuck into Shroudhearth Barrow after somebody told me about it, and ended up having to take out Wendelius, who was an adventurer who was in there previously, and was taking a potion to make himself look like a ghost. But so I took that out. Other than that, I've just been strictly. I did a lot of building of the house, so I had to move my stuff from. I think I had it up at my room at the Mages College, which that quest line glitched out on me. So the Eye of Mangus is stuck in Sarthal and not coming to the college anytime soon. So I'm a mage with no Mages College quest, but I can at least get the master spells when I get up to those levels to do those. So that, I mean, I go back up there for that. But I moved all my stuff out of there. And moved it into the Hearthfire House over there, Lakeside Manor. And that's basically, I've been doing a lot of building for that. So I've had to go back and forth, get some, ingots and blah, blah, blah. And also wood. I just go buy the wood. I don't cut the wood because it takes too long. Like the sawmill. That's nice the first time or two, but it just takes forever. So I just pay somebody. And it worked out good because during one of my Dark Brotherhood quests, I had to go to a mill. And so I bought some wood at the mill before I killed the 2 people in the mill. And it worked out perfectly. It's the one where they're he's a vampire and she's not or something. So I went in there. It was I think their mill's only open at nighttime, which is weird. So I went in there, bought some wood, went back out, snuck back in, and killed them both. So I got my wood and continued on the Dark Brotherhood quest all at the same time. So that worked out nice. Yes, Cicero. I'm up to actually up to the point where I just assassinated at the wedding. So, and there's multiple ways of doing that. I've done it where you push the thing on her and things like that. Actually, the one time I did that, it had this weird glitch where there would always be these 3. What are they? I forget who guards her there. But they were always in the one tower for the bridge going over the walkway in Solitude there, and they would be there every single time, but they would never attack me, and I would go and just kill them, and they would always pop the Pentius Oculatus, that's it. So there would always be 3 of them at the top of that spiral stairs and that tower to the right by where the little carts are. So, but they would always reappear. This time, hope that doesn't happen. But this time I went about it a different way. I wasn't quite as subtle. I cast like a was it Frenzy or the higher level one? I forget. But whatever I did was enough to get a bunch of people into a frenzy and all attacking each other, and they killed her. So I didn't get the bonus, but it was more fun and a little more interesting doing it in a different way. And I've continued to whatchamacallit? Oh, kill anybody I see and steal and all that kind of stuff. I'm also going to work on woo, yeah, voice crack. I'm going to work on getting the 1,000 bounty in every hold. That's another one of the achievements I haven't done. So that's and I already have it in in Markarth accidentally. So it's a pain to get in there right now. But I'm gonna go for it in all of them as I get through the Dark Brotherhood here. I think what I'll do is I'll just bounce around to each city and do something really stupid to get up to the 1,000. Just maybe like cast like a firestorm or something like that. So I also went to Vollenrud before the wedding, which is where I found out about everything. That's where you meet Amund Moteri, I guess his name is. And he gives you the letter to give to Astrid, which starts that quest off. But I also, while I was in Vollenrud, I went and did the beat. I always call him Knievel, but that's not his name. Kvenel. I always see it as Knievel, so I think he's more of a badass if he's Knievel. So I went in there and did that battle where you have to go to the chambers left and right, get the sword and axe, and then go into the Elder's Cairn, I guess it's called, in Volderon, and you can take him out. So what I did was the one in the chamber on the left. You go down. There's some Draugr thing, two Draugrs up in the higher. They're laying down in the catacombs. Then you get further down, and there's two walking around. So those I was, the ones in the catacombs laying down. I just snuck and got them with the dagger with the soul entrapping, because I just wanted to get that, just to get it. And yeah, I've been using a lot of this. I've been using the dagger I have one that's a soul enchanted one, or a soul trap one. So that way and I have also have the gloves with the double backstab. So I have 30 times backstab now with 2 daggers. So I don't really have a lot of smithing, but that's enough to get most things. Not some Death Lords, however. So when you get to the bottom of that one, you go into this chamber to the left, and there's like a Death Lord sleeping in a chair, and another one wakes up. So what I did was hit my invisibility and snuck on in there. And I got the one in the chair first, but it took me a couple tries, because I would go in and I wouldn't be strong enough and wouldn't quite kill him. And then he would wake up and shout me against the wall and then shoot me with an arrow in the face. So that happened a few times. So then I went back in again and tried it again and hit one of my one-hand, because I've been making potions like crazy. I was like, oh, why don't I just take a one-handed potion? And then I'll be strong enough to take him out, because I only had a little bit left. So I did that, and I basically just, got him that way with the double daggers, and it filled up a nice soul gem there for me. So I get there. The other side really isn't that bad. There wasn't really a difficult battle on the right side. I forget which one's the axe. I think the one on the left is the axe, and the one on the right is the sword. But anyway, go into the Elder's Cairn, and Kvenel is up on you see his ghost up there up on the throne, and there's another Draugr or something wandering around. So I did the same kind of thing, snuck up, got him. Once again, screwed up a few times before doing that, and then snuck and got the Draugr as well. And so I cleared out there while I was there, and then went on to finish some more of the whatchamacallit, Dark Brotherhood stuff. So, yeah, so for me, it's just been mainly Hearth Firehouse and Dark Brotherhood stuff. Yeah, I've obviously hit things here and there, like the Pine Watch thing and a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other little areas. So, a couple of other topics that came up on the Facebook group. Who was I talking to? Oh, I recorded with somebody the other day, and I'll have that information next time. And they were asking how many times I had played it through, and I took that to mean obviously main quest. But yeah, I haven't. It's been a while since I played the main quest. I realized. So I think after Dark Brotherhood, after I go for my achievements that I have to do the werewolf one, the vampire one. Get the Thieves Guild all the way back, which is tough because that's so tedious. But I'm definitely going to go for 1,000 of 1,000 bounty in every hold. So, but it was one of the things on the Facebook group was, do you have any saves that you just don't want to delete? Like Colin says, the first time Lydia, his Dremora, and himself took on a revered dragon because he didn't die one time, which is actually pretty damn good because they're tough. And for me, I don't know. I don't really save any of my saves except for, I guess, when I saved it was before the Ebony Knight battle, back when I maxed out that character. That was one of the few I kept around to play that battle, like at different levels and see how tough it was and things like that. So that was fun. Other than that, I haven't really kept any. I wish I had. I wouldn't mind going back to some of the other characters and see what I had on there. But with the 360, I don't really end up saving any past characters. I just kind of go with what I have at the current time. But that would be cool if I could do that. I keep thinking about going back to that character that was maxed out and then hitting all that stuff legendary and starting over. But yeah, that's kind of all I did this time. I did a lot of alchemy and a lot of building of the house. So I got my homestead set up. I'm getting ready to do some legendary I'm a 99 on alchemy, so I'm about to bust that out legendary. Enchanting, I need to get some stuff. As I go on my missions, I got plenty of soul gems, so I got plenty of stuff to enchant with. So I'll be banging those out. And I had a weird thing happen. I don't know. I screwed up something. My alchemy was like I had the 4 things enchanted for plus 20 something alchemy, and then I made better ones, and now I'm getting weaker potions. Like what? So I screwed up something. Maybe I'm not wearing something, or maybe I had something that was stronger, and then I thought it was. I don't know. So somewhere along the way I screwed up. Because what I'm trying to do that's the other thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, whenever I come back to the house, I have a chest that I keep all stolen items in. That way, if I get caught doing something, I don't lose all my crap. So I'm trying to get any items that I use regularly that happen to be stolen. Like I have my alchemy thing, or one of my 20% destruction necklaces is stolen. So I'm like, oh, now I'm going to get screwed. They're going to take it if I get caught, because I'm pickpocketing everywhere now. So there's that. So Hearthfire is good for that because you can get like 300 chests in that house. But I built the armory, built the bedrooms. I think I'm going to adopt a child soon. Because I have that quest to do. So I'll probably go over to the adoption place while I'm in Riften and do that. But all right, that's all I got for this time. I got to go record another podcast. All right, take it easy, everyone. Bye. It would have been good if I had given the contact information. All right, so you can reach me at Skyrim Addict Podcast, gmail.com. And also, you can check out the Facebook group, Facebook.com/ I forget the web address, but it's the Skyrim Addict Podcast in the Facebook groups. All right. And I'm on Twitter. I'm Ren Mike D. Also on Instagram. Later. What is going on? Skyrim Addict Podcast, gmail.com. check out the Facebook group. We talk about a lot of Skyrim there and Skyrim costuming. That was a topic this week. So I believe last time I was in the middle of Dark Brotherhood. I have since completely completed that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened there. So I got to the point where I had it. What did I have to do? The wedding? I had to go to Solitude. Maybe after the wedding. Well, whatever. I had to go to Solitude at one point for the thing. It may have been for the wedding. I'm not positive. I think it was for the wedding where you have to kill the bride. So I went to go do that, but then I realized I already had a bounty in Solitude. God, was I going there for something else? I forget. God, my brain is fried. But whatever. So anyway, I had to go to Solitude. I already had a bounty. So I was like, and I realized I did not have the Master Criminal achievement. So I went and did that, where you go to all 9 holds and basically as long as you go to all 9 holds and kill a guard, then you'll have 1,000 bounty in each one. So I went and did that, and then I went and cleared them all off. And to clear them all off, I dropped everything. Because I built my Lakeside Manor in Hearthfire, which is very nice. I have adopted a couple children now. So I have 2 children, no wife, because I'm a wily adventurer. So, but I feel bad for the kids because, I was left alone in the wilderness as a Nord murdered my parents. But, so I went and did the whole thing, Master Criminal, got that. Of course, I was not satisfied with just going to jail. I did go to jail to clear off my bounty. So what I did was I stripped down to nothing and rode my horse to each place. It was very, very Fabio of me, I guess. Although he's a dark elf, so not Fabio. George Hamilton with a goatee, maybe. So anyway, I went and did that. And I escaped from most of the prisons, which is pretty easy. And I accidentally set a few guards on fire while I was in the cell. That happened once or twice or 5 times or something like that. So I accumulated a bunch of ragged clothes that I had to dump. I think actually I still have some crap somewhere in one of the holds. I got to go see. But anyway, so then that allowed me to finish off the Dark Brotherhood stuff. So I went and did that, and I was able to get back up to Solitude and continue that mission. Oh, I know what it was. I had to poison the. That's right. It was beyond the. I had the bounty from the wedding. I had to go back up there to poison the Emperor at the castle there, Castle Duour or whatever it's called. So I went up to do that. You go in there, you make your dinner, because after I killed, of course, the gourmet, who's that orc in the basement of that place that I forget the name of. So I did all that rigmarole and was able to finish it up. I like the Dark Brotherhood quest. I enjoy how it takes that turn where you don't, where you get double crossed. Because when you first meet, what's his name? Armand Motier in Volderon there. You feel like it's going to go one way, and then the whole thing collapses on the guild, or on the Dark Brotherhood, I should say, which is cool. So I enjoyed that. I did almost all of my killing of everything from the guards and all that down as sneaking and daggers and all that. So sneaking and daggers mostly. And, invisibility, muffle, those kind of things. But, so anyway, you think you're not going to get a chance, you're not going to kill the Emperor because basically Dark Brotherhood collapses because it gets attacked after you kill the fake Emperor. And it feels like, you've been set up. So after that, you have to go and get the real emperor, and you can also get revenge on what's his name, Maro, after the Pentius Oculatus assault on the Dark Brother Sanctuary. So I like sneaking through the ship where the emperor is, the real emperor, and I like taking his clothes and enchanting them and wearing them. So I like running around in the emperor's clothes, and he has no clothes. So I did that. I really enjoyed the Dark Brotherhood. And I fixed my mage's quest. There was nothing wrong with it. I'm just an idiot and forgot I had to go get 3 books to keep the quest going. Because I have so many open quests right now, it just got lost in the shuffle. I have like 80 open quests. So, yeah, everything's fine there. So I'm going to be doing the mages also. And I started the main quest, the Dragon Quest. Both sides of it, the High Hrothgar and the Blades sides of it. I've got a couple dragons so far. I just upped my difficulty level 1 tick to Master, I think. Yeah, I think so. I didn't go Legendary yet with the level, but because things were just getting a little too easy with the backstabs and stuff like that, so I upped that level a little bit. I did have a fun thing happen. I killed a dragon. It was the second dragon, I believe. It was over by a giant camp. So I went there. I got the dragon. And as I killed the dragon, the giant smashed me from behind. And I went flying in the air and sucked up the soul while I was flying high in the sky. So that was pretty cool. Needless to say, I died and had to rebattle the dragon. But it was pretty neat seeing it suck up. I was, when you're at that peak, the peak of you of your trip, your giant trip, and you're tumbling through the sky, and I was covered in dragon soul, we'll say. But yeah, so that was kind of the things I had done. I am enjoying the main storyline a lot. I've been away from it so long that I really, really am enjoying it. I got attacked because I have Dragonborn DLC, I got attacked by some cultists in Whiterun. That was nice. Nice of them to stop by. I got my enchanting up to 100, so I'm going to use that for some double enchanting for a little bit. Then I think I'm going to bust that back down and go Legendary on that. Once I get some decent gear. I'm going to smith up whatever gear I want, and then I'm going to go Legendary with the enchanting, just like I did the alchemy, because my alchemy's back up to about 50 right now. 40s or 50, something like that. Mid-40s to around 50. I think I'm like 55 overall, so... Yeah, still not missing the bow or anything like that. Really digging the magic. The stuff I have enchanted right now costs me 0 for destruction spells, all the way up for all of them. Even the master ones, I guess they're called, like Flame Wall or whatever the hell it is, Wall of Flames, Wall of Storm, Wall of Ice. Even those are 0, so I can really do some serious damage. So that's nice. But I have like no health, so if I get hit, I am fucked. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Don't get hit, you'll be screwed. So what I've been doing with the dragons is conjuring a bit. I haven't done that in a while since I've been doing so much backstabbing, and I have Shadowmere. So Shadowmere, conjure, a Flame Atronach, and shooting some magic. It's working out pretty well. It's a good fun battle that way. Other than that, what have I been doing? Just collecting a lot of alchemy stuff as usual. Built the Hearthfire house really, really well. Got a lot of rooms built in that. Obviously, I have the 2 kids there, as I said. I did a lot of random stuff. Nothing really sticks out to me where, like Pine Watch did last time. Nothing really sticks out like that. I'm only up to... I'm about to go to the party at the Thalmors on the Blade side of the main storyline. And High Hrothgar stuff, I got the Horn of Jarl or Jaren Windcaller. So I did that whole deal. So those were good. And I'm happy that my Mage's Quest is continuing, and I was able to speak to the Sigil Order at the college. So I'm continuing that quest now. Now that I realized I screwed it up completely. Or I just actually lost it. Other than that, let's see. I did a bunch of little quests, things like that. The stuff you come across, the millions and millions and millions of things that you come across, that never ending. Barbas is waiting for me still somewhere. The dog is waiting for me somewhere. I still have to go to the abandoned house in Markarth. I did most of the Butcher storyline in Windhelm. I'm not doing the Civil War at all. It just doesn't work for my guy, I don't think. I think I'm still happy not doing that. Maybe I'll do that once I run out of other ones, but I'm really stoked to do the whole Dragon Quest now and then straight on into Dragonborn, the main Dragonborn quest too. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So I did get some feedback. I get some feedback from Dale_A of the internet. So his game's been bugged a little bit, and he can't get a new follower. I guess his follower disappeared, which I've had happen, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. And so he can't get a steward for his Lakeview Manor, which sucks. I just send the kids there and make them do the work. But it is nice having a steward. And so he's hoping if he has to start over, he's going to bang through the main quest and stuff like that, just in case he has to start over. So at least he gets to play those with this character. But starting over is fun sometimes, I got to say. Although I'm kind of locked in on the character I am on right now, so I completely understand this. He's head of the Companions, head of the Thieves Guild as well. And like most of us, he has not led the guild to prominence because it is really tedious. I'm kind of doing those, the getting the Thieves Guild back on track one by one as I go and do other things. That's kind of how I'm doing that. But he's a Nord for his first character, and he felt compelled to aid Ulfric in his rebellion. I did that the first time too as well. And actually I think I was a Nord the first time. Sorry about that. I lost track of what I was reading. I'll edit that out. Probably not. He did feel that the Legion signing away rights to Talos worship was a deal breaker. That's bunk in his Nord's eyes. And if when he does go back, he would do a different race, and that's always cool. I have done it with a different race each time I've restarted, and I really enjoyed that. And he would side with the Legion that time. And I like playing both sides of the quests. It gives you the only one that's really not worth it is the Dark Brotherhood, because the one way it's like over in 5 seconds, the other it's a whole quest line. So, yeah, it's not as exciting going against the Dark Brotherhood, but if it's not in your character, I understand it. And he is not in the Facebook group. Just saying. But no, I understand if you do not use Facebook. I can understand people's issues with it, or with not using it. And basically, he just wanted to voice what all the listeners already know, is that the game is amazingly deep, and everything still confounds me every time I play. The last scene with the Alduin storyline, with the dragons perched at the throne of the world with Dragonborn. Good heavens. Yeah, I do love that when you have both dragons up there. And that, I remember the first time playing it, and you first go up to the top of the throne of the world, and it's like you get chills when you're up there. It's freaking awesome. I'm feeling like that excitement again, because it's been so long since I played the main storyline that I kind of, I remember most of the stuff, but I mean, it's not as exciting as the first time. So they say. But it's pretty fun. So that's where I'm sitting at in Skyrim right now. we got some great conversations going on in the Facebook group, obviously. Obviously. I'm running short on time here. I'm trying to wrap up quickly. But we are talking about a bunch of stuff. We talk about I was considering going to PC. My only issue is I don't actually have a PC that would run it because I use a Mac. And my wife's laptop it's not very fast. It's just for work. So that may be my only drawback there, but I'm really getting tired of load screens on the 360. So I may be switching to PC at some point. We shall see, because I'm interested in the mods. But I mean, how much longer do we have the ESO? Who knows? So anyway, that's what I got this time. I'm gonna go record another podcast. I was a guest on Nightcast, which is over at 9nights.net, and I talked about Skyrim for a good little while with Blake. And you can check that out. That episode, I believe, is coming out in November, but they have some other ones. They do game reviews, all that kind of stuff. So check that out over at 9nights.net. And I was working on something else, and I had started having computer. Actually, I was going to record was it this Monday? I believe I was going to record. I don't know. I was going to record earlier in the week, Sunday, Monday, something like that. And I had a blackout issue with the good old computer, and I was like, what? So that kind of thwarted that whole thing. But that's what I have right now. I might actually record again this weekend because I played a good bit, and I got a lot I wanted to talk about with it. So take care, everyone. See ya. Whoops. That was abrupt. Sorry about that. Bad producing right there. Anyway, it's Skyrim Addict podcast. You don't close the file before it's done playing, for all you people out there who want to know. So anyway, it's me. I've been playing Skyrim. For those of you who have never heard before or don't know, I play on the 360. I play vanilla Skyrim. And usually I play the entire intro music and not just 3/4 of it. So, but I'm going to leave that there. But because I'm professional like that. Anyway, so I've been playing going through the Dragon Quest line. I'm up to the part now where I have to go get Esbern from the Ratway. So I've completed everything up till then. Learned how to shout, did the stuff for Delphine. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. The shout stuff's kind of boring. You just go up and talk to those guys and things like that. But so I've been battling some dragons, which is nice. They haven't really overrun the game, which has been great. I had a strange thing happen today. Forget which cave I went to. It was up by Solitude. But anyway, I ran into a cave. I come out, and this happens. I mean, we all know this happens. A dragon falls from the sky dead and lands in front of you. So that happened. That was great. Maybe Shadowmere was battling it while it was in the cave. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got the soul from that one. And next thing I know, there was a revered dragon with that dragon. So, which I didn't see. And it hit me with that, that health suck shout it does. So, I battled that. I used the Sanguine Rose, got that Dremora out there, had him helping me, had Shadowmere helping me. A stray dog was also helping me, so that was nice. And no, it was not Barnabas or whatever his name is. So it was shooting. The Revered was shooting fire, so I hit it with some ice spears. I'm really enjoying the dragon battles with magic. Never done them this way. Really interesting. So the first. This one was I've kind of have it down now how I do it, but the first one, not the first one I came across. Did I talk about the one where I was over encumbered last time? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. So I forget where I was roaming, but I ended up at one of the peaks where the dragons are, and I was over encumbered. I had come out of a cave where a pass through where it lets you way up higher than you started. So Shadowmere was pretty far away, so I was working my way back to Shadowmere, completely over encumbered with a bunch of crap. And I was like, oh, well, there's a dragon. I might as well. It was up on a perch, and I'm like, well, I can get behind it if I sneak along the cliff here and double dagger and kill it. But I couldn't, because first of all, I did sneak up behind it, and I got right there. But because the way that it was sitting on one of those word walls with the like large monument on top of it, and it's really steep walking up behind the dragon, so I can never get a clean double dagger shot at it. And I think it was an ancient dragon. Forgive my voice. I've been a little sick of late. But I think it was an ancient dragon. So I'm completely over encumbered. I'm stuck behind this dragon. And I'm like, oh, man. So what I start doing, sorry, that was, I silenced it there. What I start doing is trying to get it with some, I think ice spears is what I was using. So I start out with that. It might have been fire. No, incinerate. I'm sorry. I was using incinerate. So I'm knocking it down with incinerate, and it flies around and it comes back, and it's got all its health again. So eventually I switch to ice because I figure out that's the issue, and I'm trying that, but it's just not working. I'm like, oh, this sucks. So I had to jump all the way down, slowly work my way down, sneaking, invisible. It took me like a half hour to find Shadowmere. Because once I got away from the dragon, I was able to stop sneaking at least. I'm like, oh, come on. So, and I finally found a horse and got back to Lakeview and loaded off everything. And then went back and was able to actually battle it because I could move. Because when you're over encumbered, you can't really move all that well. So I did. That was one of my fun dragon battles, we shall say. Other than that, I did go... Other than dragon stuff, I did decide to go legendary on the enchanting after I had enchanted some nice double enchanted rings and things like that for me for the illusion and destruction. So almost all of my destruction is 0 now, even the expert ones. They're all 0 to cast. So that's pretty awesome. I can do some. It helps me with the dragons. That's a big thing. Those enchantments are seriously helping out. I have the master destruction robes and the multiple destruction enchantments on things. So I carry a bunch of different rings and stuff in case I have to change it up. My smithing and potion stuff I keep back at the Lakeview house to use when I get there. But other than that, that's kind of how I do that. But anyway, the enchanting, man, that you can level that up so damn fast. Holy cow. So I went legendary, and then, like, by the end of the day, I was up to, like, 50 again. And that was only, like, in 2-3 hours. I mean, I had a ton of shit stored up at the Lakeview house, from raiding and going through caves and stuff. And I had tons and tons and tons of soul gems. So I just started using all them up. And it was, in the beginning, it was, like, going, boom, like 2 levels at a shot for each thing I was doing. Because obviously the things that are more expensive go up quicker and all that. I found the Turn Undead is the most expensive, I think, for the weapons. I'm not definitely sure on that. But the rings and stuff, two-handed is pretty good. Fortify two-handed. So I did a lot of those. So I worked on that. I think I'm up to around level 60, again, on enchanting. So I think I'll just continue to go... legendary on enchanting because it's pretty easy to level up. I'll do the same thing with the potions. They're fun to do. I like gathering a bunch of crap and then making the potions. The potions, it takes longer to level up though. They really start slowing down. If you don't get the exact right potion, it's tough. Plus with the enchanting, I can also work in smithing with it, which I haven't done until now. But since I've been working on the houses, I just bought the second house up at what's that one called? Up by Solitude up there. There's that other house you can build. So I just started building that along the ocean there by Ustengrav. I think it's near that area. So I started working on that, so that's cool. Yes, I've just been buying stuff at all all the supply places, whether it's ingredients or smithing. Basically those things. And some strength potions here and there. But yeah, I'm going to continue on the dragon storyline. I obviously have been getting sidetracked as well. I went out to Japheth's Folly, which I think you picked that quest up at Windhelm, and you take a boat out there. So this episode might be a little bit choppy. I've had to stop a few times to get something to drink for my throat. But Japheth's Folly. You pick up that quest at Windhelm. You're going to stop these pirates. Bloodhawkers are called. And you pick that up over at the East Empire Company in Windhelm. It's basically a fort. When you come and you can go whack those guys, you sneak through, get them all. There's some other stuff in there. There's you can find Jaffet and get his notes, I guess it is. There's a bunch of Bloodhorker bandits in there, and on your way out, they're bombing the place, the people you came out with. So that was a fun little side quest. I hit that. I hit up. I cleared out Wolf Skull Cave, where they're trying to raise Potema. I got a lot of soul gems filled in there, sneaking and getting the Draugr. What I've been doing is, wherever I'm at locally, I try and knock off the quests that are in that area while I'm doing it. Because I have so many quests open, it's just so much stuff. And I have a bunch of junk that I'm holding because of these quests. So I need to get rid of that stuff too, because they're adding weight. And I have so many potions, and some of them are really expensive, so I'm trying to sell them off as I go. So basically I'm hitting areas, clearing out as much of it as I can, clearing out as much of the quests that I have open in that area as I can, and then trying to move on from there. I'm definitely going to be hitting up, going back and getting Esbern out of the Rat Way. Because right now my character is level 60, so I really want to get going on the Dragon story and get into Dragonborn before I get leveled up too much further. So I want to get onto that. But so we were having a discussion on the Facebook group, just general nonsense. But the idea of it, some of us don't have mods, obviously, because we play on consoles. But a great follower mod came up, and so a few of us had the idea of a Darla, Drew, and I said, Vamp Willow and Faux Vamp Willow, if you could add them as followers in the game. For those of you who have not watched Buffy, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But what would be? So it had me thinking, what would be the coolest fantasy / sci-fi, TV movie follower you could have who would actually help you in the game and not be in the way. I don't think Drusilla would be all that helpful, thinking about it, as a matter of fact, because she's freaking crazy. But Willow might be helpful. Vamp Willow would not be helpful, but she would be fun. She would be helpful. I would trade her off for Serana for sure. But so if you have any ideas on that, feel free to send them in. But other than that, what I'm going to do is definitely concentrate on the dragon thing. I have been hopping and doing the little Thieves Guild quests to bring the Thieves Guild back to prominence. Also, I want to build one more house so I can build the 3 houses and get that achievement. I haven't gotten that achievement yet for some reason. So I want to get the Thieves Guild to prominence achievement, the houses built achievement, and continue on the dragon story because I'm really loving that right now. Other than that, I kind of got to cut this short because my throat dries out every 4 seconds right now. So this is a choppy, weird one, but it's what I got right now. Also, check out the Nightcast I was on. Will be coming out soon. If you search the Nightcast with the K, Nightcast, on iTunes, that'll pop up. You can write me at Skyrim Addict podcast at gmail.com. Or a voicemail or whatever. You can send MP3s, whatever. I don't care. I can play it all. And also the Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and you search a Skyrim Addict podcast as all one word, I think it'll show up easiest. Possibly. I will double check on that. But nevertheless, it's in the show notes. And we have discussions there. I switched it to closed. It was open for a while. But with Facebook's ever-changing privacy things, I just switched it for those reasons. But join us over there. We have a bunch of fun discussions whenever anybody plays. And I'll talk to you all next time. Later. Welcome back, and I'm not closing the file this time. Welcome back to Skyrim Addict Podcast. You can reach me at SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com and the Facebook group. Search Skyrim Addict Podcast. Also, we're on Stitcher. It's on me. It's on Stitcher. And, of course, iTunes, Downcast. all those types of things. So today is the 2-year anniversary of the release of the Skyrim. It was released 11/11/11, and I've been playing it ever since. So I thought it would be a perfect day to record a show. I did play a little bit today, but I have a bunch of stuff that I've been doing recently because I've been doing the Dragon Quest and all that kind of stuff. Of course, I've gotten majorly sidetracked as I'm doing the Dragon Quest, so, that is what it is. But anyway, so here's where I've been. So as far as the main quest, I did the whole get Esbern from the Ratway. So I went in there, I got him, that was pretty simple. Then I came out, and then we got stuck with 6 Thalmor in this one little room, and it got really bogged down and slow because there was so many people in the one space, and then there was a Frost Atronach, and then it was just so many people in the one space. But we ended up killing all of them and got out of there. Esbern obviously is incredibly strong, so that helped. So off to Riverwood, we got out of there. Went to see Delphine and found out we have to go out to Skyhaven. So I did other stuff in between all this, but I'm just going to do the main quest first. So I met them out there. I parked Shadowmere up at that town just where the mine's at. I forget what the name of that mine is. Just above the Forsworn area before you go to Skyhaven or Karthspire. So I leave Shadowmere up there. I sneak down, kill that Hagraven, loot all that. And while Esbern and Delphine are battling the Forsworn, I'm sneaking around and killing them as we go, with fire or with daggers or, whichever happens to work best at that moment. The Forsworn are just a pain in the ass. Clear them off, and we head up. I forgot how relatively simple it was to get into Skyhaven. There wasn't really a whole lot going on there. That first puzzle, I never know what to do. I just turn the damn stones, and then it ends up working. And then the second part where you have to walk on you need to look at the floor carefully and pay attention to what you're doing. That's, that's relatively easy, but if you don't know, you can screw yourself. So, did all that, and then had to go back to the Greybeards. And this is the one, the Greybeards are a little bit slow for me. Because I had to go up there to learn Dragonrend. And it's like, you go in, you talk to Angier, or Angier, or however you pronounce it. And he's like, all right, well, let's go outside really slowly. Let's all get together, walk outside together really slowly, and I'll teach you the shout. Let's go. Come on, we'll take a slow walk. And I'm like, oh, can we just get there already, please? So I got the Clear Skies shouts from him. Made my way up to Throat of the World, where the best character in the game sits, Paarthurnax. That was, it's been so long since I got to Paarthurnax in the Dragon Quest. Absolutely the best character in the game by far. He just, the feeling you get when you get up there, when he's speaking to you, and he's got like this epic feel to him, like, He's like a cooler Yoda. Sorry, Star Wars people. I guess he's just like regal and exudes all this. So went up there and learned from him what little bit he could tell me in the beginning there. You have the whole discussion with him. But that I didn't really want to speed through. I love that because, and that's why spoiler alert for those of you who have not played through the main quest, that's why I don't kill him at the end. Fuck the Blades. They're whiny. Esbern's a pain in the ass, and so is so is Delphine. Paarthurnax is not a pain in the ass. So I ended up, actually I just went to the college and got the information up there, and I have to go out onto the ice, obviously, and work on getting the Elder Scroll, which will lead me to Blackreach at some point too, which is cool. So I've been continuing to battle dragons, mostly been doing it the same way. I did have I don't know, there's a few named ones here and there that you run into, but One came. It was in that area, that mine above the Forsworn area outside of Karthspire. When I went out there the first time, before I was out there previously before battling to get into with Esbern and Delphine to get into Skyhaven. I was out there just roaming around, basically. And here comes Dragon, and he comes belly flopping out of the sky and crashes into the ground. I'm just like, So he was pretty easy to beat because he ended up, doing the belly flop and the rocks are flying and everything else. So took care of him pretty easily. Had a tough time with one when I went to go to the Mages College to get the information on the Elder Scroll. As soon as I get there, here comes the dragon. And I was hiding behind a pillar. It knocked me out from behind the pillar, reached around and pushed me to an open area between the pillars and then ate me. I'm like, I didn't know it could do that. I had no idea. So it took me quite a few tries to beat that one, actually. Every time I got there, I could not. It took me probably four tries to get that dragon. It was a tough one. It was a tough battle. I mean, I would put the Dremora out there from the Sanguine Rose. I didn't have Shadowmere up there. I just walked up there, so. And it just was a tough battle. I finally beat it when everybody happened to be outside the one time, and they all helped take care of it. But, yeah, that was not that fun. So the other thing I kind of ran across was I inadvertently started the Bard's College, and I've been just kind of clearing quests. So that happened to be close by to where I was doing something else. And that's where you go get King Olaf's verse up at Dead Men's Respite. And at the end of it, it's a pretty cool battle because you're following this ghost through. A guy who had been there before. Let me see if I can get his name. So you're following him through, and there's obviously Draugr and stuff like that along the way. So great way to fill the soul gems. I was doing that. Some spiders, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Svanir, I don't know, Zvaknir, whatever. That's what his name is. So you get to this final room, and there's 6 thrones on each side, all with Draugr in them, and 4 thrones up on another level with Death Lords in them. And it's just this epic battle. I just snuck around, because the ghost actually helps you fight, which is helpful because otherwise it would be really, really tough. So I would conjure something, whatever, either a flame or a frost. And then I would sneak and do some double daggers, things like that. I'm trying to fill especially higher level soul gems to boost up my enchanting. And that was a really great battle at the end. So Dead Men's Respite, definitely worth hitting up in the Bard's College one because that's a fun final battle, a really tough one. Yeah, especially if you're leveled up higher and there's more Death Lords, and it's pretty good. So other than that, I did a lot of work on my Hearthfire house at the Lakeview. I also built the one up, I believe last time I had said I built the one up by Solitude, but I haven't been back there since I just built the structure. I've been filling out the complete interior of the Lakeview one because that's where my kids live. And I had a bizarre thing happen with that because I went back and, the kids ask you for stuff, whatever. So I gave them each a dress. And then the one had no clothes on after I gave her a dress. It was very strange. So I gave her another dress because it felt weird. And thankfully she put that one on. I don't know what kind of glitch that was, but it wasn't good. It was like the Chris Hansen glitch or something. I'm not sure. But I set up the whole smithing area in the basement, which I'd never done before. Oh, and I had a little glitch with that this morning because apparently there was a hole in the floor next to and there's a back room. I'm trying to think. Is it next to the smithing table, maybe? It might have been next to the table. Where I stepped into it, I fell through and ended up back in the front room. I fell through into the ether, the non-existent. So there was a little issue there, obviously. But I have the whole smithing room there. I've been working hard on smithing, enchanting, and as well as alchemy because I want to go legendary on those 3 again. Like enchanting and alchemy, I went legendary on already, and smithing I hadn't, but it's pretty. Only reason I bothered with it because I wasn't really doing smithing is because once I started building the house, my smithing was going up anyway, and I was like, well, you know what, I may as well. It's another way to go legendary, so let me do that. So I think I'm gonna take those 3 legendary, and not maybe I don't know if I'll be able which I'll finish first. So going legendary on those because I think I'm 80. I just got the 90 on enchanting again, so I'm there. Alchemy, I think I'm about 90 also. Smithing, I'm not that high. I'm probably in the 70s. So I've been working those. And my basic strategy for those, like right now I have a lot of money, so I don't really search for anything. But like in the beginning, say you want to start out, you want to really work on the smithing, alchemy. To me, if you're going to do one, it's worth doing all 3, really. Unless you're a mage, and it's just worth doing enchanting and alchemy. But if you're like light armor or heavy armor or whatever, it's worth doing all 3 because they all help each other out. So you can kind of work on them equally because you can use the money. Like say you go early on, you go out, whatever you do, you go to a bandit camp, whatever, get all their gear. You can go to Whiterun, whatever. Get some iron, smith it up, sell it back to them, buy some more iron, make some stuff, smith it up. You can obviously go to the mines and mine the iron ore and all. It's also, if you can get that transmute spell, look into that because then you can change the iron ore to gold, which then makes your smithing jump up much faster. And obviously, as you add the levels on the tree, you can make better stuff, which makes that go up faster as well. So I usually go up the light side of the tree, but it really doesn't matter for me this time. I'm just doing enough to be able to smith things up. So the enchanting wise, I like getting a dagger with the soul trap on it, or I've gotten better at using the conjuration soul trap, the actual magic one, as opposed to the one on the dagger itself. I've gotten a lot better at using that. I used to be terrible at it. So, yeah, definitely get a weapon with soul trap or learn the soul trap spell and really work on it. And just keep filling soul gems up and just enchant stuff, and then sell it, and then get some more, and then sell it, get some more. And like right now, that's all I do is buy and sell stuff, even ingredients, because the potions I make, some of them, you know, I can sell one potion for like 1,500 or 2,000 septums, so I can buy everything out in the store and then just sell one potion and get everything back. And they're usually potions that aren't useful to me anyway. So the only problem is I end up hoarding potions on me, and I got to get rid of some of them. I just got too many. There's a bunch of crap I wouldn't use. I have so many like health potions, and I'm at the point where I don't need as many because I've been putting more points into health and stamina than I did before, where I didn't put any for a long time. But I have enough magicka now where I don't need to continue to put in a magicka. So, but once I get through the dragon story, I'm going to go right into Dragonborn, I believe. And obviously, I'll get lost in between and do a bunch of crap also. But I'm trying to think of anything else I had crazy that had happened. Nothing crazy. Just been working a lot of smithing, enchanting, building the house, etc., etc. And, you know, going through the main story. Yeah, I'm out on the ice now, so this week sometime I'll get out to him and work on getting the Elder Scroll and work on learning the Dragon Red Shout. So I'm going to keep going with the dragon story and pick off other stuff as I have time. As I'm close to things, I'll knock them out. I've been knocking out things on the Thieves Guild too, you know, rebuilding relationships in towns and stuff like that, and continuing those quests. I haven't really done any Dark Brotherhood at all. I think once I get the Thieves Guild to prominence, then I'll just quit, you know, doing Thieves Guild stuff and go back to get the Dark Brotherhood to full prominence too. Because I don't think I have either of those achievements. But so that's all I have for today. I recommend definitely. Oh, the the Nightcast I was on came out today. So if you want to check that out, it's over on iTunes. Just search the Nightcast. And I am not going to play Skyrim the rest of the day, even though I already did for the second anniversary. I already did play some, so